here. Today another interesting video, and I know in eating disorder recovery maybe you realize that you have a lot to change, and maybe it seems overwhelming, you don't know what to do, but maybe you have an idea. For example, some few things you know that are not helping your recovery and you need to stop doing them. Maybe you have problem with purging and you know that as long as you purge you can't even begin to fix your normal hunger cues. Or maybe you have problem with overexercising, or maybe you have problem with skipping your breakfast, or maybe you have problem with body checking, maybe you have problem with negative self-talk. Yeah, whatever it is, you can change actually any of your eating disorder habits and behaviors, but just do it is not enough. Often, because the way our brain is wired is that our brain is very comfortable following old patterns and behaviors, something we have repeatedly done over the years. Your brain is really a slave to habits, and your brain loves habits, and your brain likes to follow habits because they don't require any energy, any extra energy, because it's subconscious and automatic and everything. And if you have had eating disorder for many years, then all of your eating disorder behaviors, they're almost like ingrained in your brain as like a common path to follow, and this is what your brain does. But in order to change your habits and everything, you have to stop doing the old habits, and you have to override your brain patterns by creating a new pattern. But the period of change is very hard because it's not gonna feel easy, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. Your brain wants to trick you to go back to the previous behavior and everything. And I have talked about the habits of our brain on my channel before. Maybe you can search some videos about the brain and how to reprogram your brain and habits so you can learn more. But yeah, and today I want to talk about one trick that you can use to stop doing the old habits and kind of help you change some old behaviors and do a new behavior. And if you repeatedly do the new behavior, for example, you previously maybe you always skip breakfast, but now you are trying to change it and you want to eat the breakfast every single day because you know that it will help you to recover and get better. But at the same time, it's very easy to get into this old eating disorder pattern, and eating disorder thoughts are just telling you, no, you should skip the breakfast because you ate so much yesterday, or whatever the reason is. So how to override this brain self-sabotage behavior and do the recovery stuff anyway? And one trick I want to tell you about is the 5-second rule. And I will post the book somewhere here, and I really love the book and I recommend you read it because it really helps to explain and gives you this one trick or method how to change actually the habits you want to change. Because it's not only about eating disorder, but habits are with everything, like bad habits with either like smoking or negative self-talk or procrastinating or not speaking up in a business meeting. Whatever it is, it's simply an old behavior, an old pattern your brain follows. And even consciously, maybe you know that you have to change it, you have to start doing different things to change the brain's behavior, but somehow the little moment of change is the most hardest part ever, like how to do it. Because when the moment comes, your brain starts to overthink, it starts to magnify the fear, you start to kind of talk yourself out of making the behavior. For example, let's take the example of like you have always skipped breakfast. Maybe for the last 10 years in your eating disorder you have skipped breakfast, but right now you know that it will only keep you in eating disorder, so you have to change it. But every time you try to change it and the morning comes and you have this moment when you realize that, okay, what did Elisa say? Elisa said that in her videos that you have to start eating regularly, and it means that you shouldn't skip breakfast but eat like normal breakfast. And you have the moment when you're thinking rationally and you remember actually what you need to do. So this is like a very short period of time, and maybe it only lasts like 5 seconds, but we don't use this 5 seconds. We start to think more, and what happens is that when we start to think more, like 10 seconds, half a minute, 1 minute, then our brain, like the habit control system or whatever, our brain will stop us from making the change. And this is where the overthinking comes in, and this is where the fear comes in, this is where the worry comes in, and your brain talks you out of making this new behavior, and you are just stopped from making the change. And you are like, oh, like, yeah, I don't know what to do, it's too hard, I feel so scared. So you don't eat breakfast. And this is every day, and every day you realize that you didn't do it, you didn't choose recovery, you did choose the eating disorder behaviors, but somehow every day when you tell yourself that, okay, today I'm gonna do it, you end up just not doing it. And this is because your brain will talk you out of this, because your brain loves to follow old patterns. It's most easier for your brain. But I told you the 5 second time you had there, where rationally and with like logical thinking you knew what is the right thing to do. And this is very important. You had the moment when, like before the taking eating disorder action, you had a little moment when you were aware of what you actually should do to improve your life and to recover. And this moment is critical, because the way you act in this moment will either help you to recover, or it will procrastinate your recovery, and it can happen forever and forever. And this is where the 5 second rule book comes in. And as I said, it can help you to break any habits of eating disorder. But just today I will tell you this example of like skipping breakfast every day because of your eating disorder. So when you have this moment of like or the first moment of when you realize that, okay, yesterday I promised myself I would eat dinner, and then you have to catch this moment, and then you have to start counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it. Go get the groceries out, go make yourself a breakfast, sandwich, porridge, yogurt, whatever it is, and then just like take action and eat it and get it done. Because the moment, like when it comes to 5 seconds and you start to think too much, you start to overthink, and you let it pass to like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, your brain is starting to work to talk you out of this. And in the book it's explained very well why it works, because basically the 5 second rule is a interruption technique, how to interrupt your habits from just continuing themselves, and how to interrupt the habits the moment it starts to form and you choose another path. Like the moment your habit is start to go in the same similar old direction, and then you just interrupt it by counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then by moving you are choosing another path. And the thing is that you have to be very consistent with it, and every day like do this 5 second rule, and notice the moment when you know what is the right thing to do, but you already feel like your brain is starting to stop you and you start to overthink. Then count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go and physically move your body and do what needs to be done to eat this breakfast. So basically, yeah, this is the brain or the habit interruption technique. you can use. Because if you start to like count in your head like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it already helps you stop the overthinking, because your brain can't think two things at the same time. So by counting backwards, it's a way to interrupt your overthinking. And plus, if you count backwards and you reach to 0, then there is nowhere else to go but just say go and move and do what needs to be done. But if you count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you can also count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So kind of see like how it's very hard to stop counting, and then you're already overthinking and the moment is gone. So yeah, 5 second rule to change any of your habits. And especially since on this channel I talk about eating disorder recovery, how to use the 5 second rule to stop your eating disorder habits. Because this moment of change, it's actually very critical. But the thing is that you have a very short period of time frame when you can physically make the change happen. And it's very crucial what you do in these first 5 seconds. If you choose to act and not overthink, you will change the pattern. But if you let it pass over the 5 seconds, you're already gonna overthink. You're gonna, like, your brain gonna talk you out of this. So yeah, and I really recommend you to get the book so you can read about it more and really try to think about this 5 second rule in terms of like how it can help you in your eating disorder recovery. And I have done it. I have done the similar thing with my procrastinating with work or any other stuff that are new, uncomfortable, but at the same time I know that if I would do them, it will improve my life. For example, like making hard like phone calls or meeting up with people or taking up like new challenges. So yeah, get the book and you can let me know what you think. And I really hope I explained this rule so you can understand, especially for the eating disorder recovery and how to change your eating disorder habits. So it's very interesting and a little homework, I would say, for you. So thank you so much for watching, and you can like this video if you find it helpful, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also I have a free video course, 6 steps on how to recover from eating disorder, and I will leave this link down in the description box so you can go and subscribe. So again, thank you so much for watching and see you soon.